We were talking in the commercial break that what appears to be happening in this great, careful, document-sourced reporting in the Washington Post and the ProPublica reporting is that every document that is scrutinized reveals that Clarence Thomas isn't abiding by the court's own disclosure laws. Is that a fair assessment of where we are?
I would think so. Sean is right that the justices don't have to list the clients of their spouses. I frankly think they should. If they're getting $100,000 from a single source, it's almost like laundering money. It's like, I'm not saying that I'm getting money from the Judicial Education Project, or there was another source where Ginny got over $200,000 from an interest that had filed an amicus brief before the court, but we can't find out about it because all it says in his disclosure under federal law is just list Liberty Consulting. Don't tell us who the clients are. So I think that should change. So in that way, he is following the letter of the law. But beyond just what Sean has been reporting on, the number of gifts, private planes, yachts, sculptures, all sorts of tuition gifts to his grandnephew that Thomas has received, many of those, if not all of those, should have been reported. And it's unique in American history that we have a justice that is so impacted or so has received so much largesse from a single source who, by the way, also has interest before the court.
I mean, it is a secret relationship that the Thomases have with Harlan Crow. And it is now, again, this is all document-driven reporting. These are real estate transactions that are undeniable. They're on paper. No one has denied them. They've simply tried to come up with excuses for them. What is your sense, as someone familiar with some of these documents, of how much we don't know about the Thomases' financial arrangements or entanglements with the Crows or others?
I think there's still a lot that we don't know, and I think there's going to be a lot more that comes out in the coming weeks. You mentioned the drip, drip, drip at the start. It's going to get super drippy if it hasn't already. And I think that what we've seen from the Thomas camp is all sorts of excuses of, parsing legislative text, and does a grandnephew count as a dependent child, or does a flight to Indonesia on a private plane count as personal hospitality? And I think that's almost beside the point, right? The remedies in the law are impeachment and removal, which are never going to happen, or a $50,000 fine, which we're past the statute of limitations. If you misfile your report, you have to, you're liable for a $50 fine, and it's never happened in Supreme Court history. So I think we have, in the court of public opinion and where this needs to go and what we need to learn in terms of entanglements, the sum total of it is unequaled, and it's not normal, despite all the excuses that Thomas or his family or his friends might give, to have a single individual giving so much money, gifts, trips, what have you, tuition to a justice. And the public is obviously going to see that and think it's corrupt, because that's how it looks.